Hey everybody, it's Lynnea here, and today I am really excited to be taking part in a special Instagram hop for Pocketful of Happiness. Now, this is a special hop that a bunch of creators got together, and we just kind of wanted to show love for this newer company to the craft market. So there's a bunch of us over on Instagram, and I will leave my Instagram link below because there's a bunch of us hopping and we're just showing off inspiration using some of our favorite Pocketful of Happiness products. So I have 3 stamp sets that I'm actually going to be using today. 2 of them will be main features, and then 1 is just going to be for a sentiment. But I really wanted to show off this tie-dye stamp set. I'm in love with this stamp set. It's a large 6x8 stamp set, and there are multiple pieces like these little rings here that you can kind of stack and stamp together. And the great thing is it's a layering stamp set, but it's one of those layering stamp sets that you don't really have to line up very well because it has this fun tie-dye look. There's little lines that are meant to overlap with each other and just create this fun background. So I'm going to be creating 2 cards today. One is going to be a simple one, and one is kind of going to be more stepped up. So that simple one, all I did was start with that largest stamp and create that tie-dye effect right in the center of my card. For this one, I kind of wanted to create a full background. So I'm starting on the top right and bottom left corners, and I'm going to be using all 4 of those circular tie-dye stamps and layering them together. And this is going to be bold and bright, and I think I'm getting every color of the rainbow in this background, but because I'm not putting them in rainbow order, it just looks like a fun tie-dye background. So once I had those 2 corners done with those large stamps, I started with the third circle, so the second largest, not the largest, but the larger of the mediums, I guess, and I'm going to fill in the top left and the bottom right hand corners of my card. So I used all 4 for those big ones and then just 3 for those little ones to fill in. Then I added some black watercolor spatters to my backgrounds just to give that a little bit of texture. Now here's another one of my favorite stamp sets. This is the When Life Gives You Lemon stamp set. This is another layering stamp set, but again, a very easy layering stamp set. So I grabbed a whole bunch of lemons, and I'm going to be stamping them in 2 different colors. One's going to be this kind of a more lemony zest color, and then I also have a brighter yellow. I stamped all those lemons, and this is more than what I'm going to need, but I'll keep them in that in the stamp pocket where I keep my stamp set so that I can have these ready to go for a future project. I love these stamps because check this out, there's these little detailed dots that you can add on the lemons that it's such an easy step to add one more layer of stamping, but it brings a little bit of texture and life to those lemons. So those watercolor spatters are dry on my background, so I've cut out my lemons and I'm ready to finish off these cards. The third stamp set I'm using is the Mosaic Circle Builder. And at the end of this video, I will link to another video where I use that Mosaic Circle Builder stamp set and show you how to layer up those stamps. I'm only using a sentiment, the one that reads "From the bottom of my heart, thank you." I love this mix of print style and script style. I love fonts like that. I stamped that in the middle of my simple card, but you can see here it just wasn't standing out. So I went ahead and stamped that again on a piece of white cardstock, and I will just kind of bubble cut around that sentiment, and that way I can pop that up in the center and it's going to stand out a lot more. I'm taking these little hearts from the Mosaic Circle Builder stamp set, and I'm going to just create a simple pattern of 3 hearts at the top and 2 at the bottom, keeping that odd number, creating a visual triangle to make sure that this is going to look good. And then I'm going to pop up that sentiment right in the center. Now, that's the simple card. This second one is a little bit more stepped up. The background took a little bit more time. Still not a long time because these stamps are so easy to work with. But I also have these lemons on here. So I've arranged them the way I want them to be on my card. Then I'm going to grab some purple tape, and I'm going to stick that on and pick up all of those lemon pieces all at once. I have 3 lemons and 3 leaves there, and it took me longer than I care to admit to get the arrangement right. It always does. That's the longest part of creating a card for me, is getting my elements arranged. So once I have them arranged the way that I like the look of, I like to pick them up with purple tape or masking tape And that way that keeps them all together. And then I can use my liquid adhesive and just squeeze little drops behind each element. So now instead of 3 leaves and 3 lemons, 6 total pieces, I have 1 element to work with, and that's a whole lot easier for me. I'll pop up those lemons with foam tape and then also add that same sentiment with foam tape right in that kind of bottom right-ish portion. So these are my 2 cards. I really hope that you enjoyed them. This simple one, I kept really simple with just those hearts. Then this stepped up one, I did add a whole bunch of pearls around. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I'd love to know. And remember to hop over to Instagram to see more inspiration using Pocket Full of Happiness products. Thanks for watching. Thank you again very much for watching this video. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more from me, please hit that subscribe button that is on the screen now. And here are a few other videos that I thought you might enjoy.